Hey, welcome to my learning journey video for Entrepreneurship 246. I would like to start off by saying that this class was definitely very informative for me and was definitely a good first step in deciding if I actually want to own a business someday, which I believe I still do. That hasn't changed. Although maybe my business idea has changed a little bit. This class was really fun. In some ways it was challenging at some times, and I will go through that later. I will take you guys through each week, starting with the first week, and talk about learning objectives, maybe highlighting some key assignments, discussing things, like I said, that I found maybe frustrating or challenging, or overall what I enjoyed, sort of things like that. So in the first week, the couple kind of main assignments that we did was, first off, the pilot your purpose on exec, which was the baseline for creating our business idea. During that assignment, it asked for specific interests that you have, and skills. Like I said, mainly arts and crafts, and cooking and creating things. And then it also asks, what sort of business could you make from combining your skills and interests? And with that, I had said that I would be excited to create a space where I could share these interests, like arts and crafts and stuff like that, with other people and create a safe community setting for people to express themselves, essentially. And then the other main assignment during the first week was the Spark Spotlight, which for me, I have never enjoyed presenting, but this assignment helped because it was something that I was 100% confident with presenting with, because I had decided to do my presentation on how to create a granny square, and it was a good presentation, I believe, and I think I did a good job because I knew everything on the topic, and it was something that I was confident in. So it was really great for my public speaking skills. In week 2, the two kind of key main assignments that we did was the your ideal customer, and also the business model canvas. So for the ideal customer, it kind of dives more into us identifying our interests and things that we would be interested in providing people with, whether it be service or product, which is definitely more in the desirability phase from the DFV lens, because we are trying to figure out what we would think people need or struggling with. And then for the business model canvas, we essentially broke it down, identified each of the different sections, such as, customer segments, key partners, channels, cost structures, which we kind of did section by section throughout the entirety of the quarter. All right, so in week 3, we identified what early adopters are. So early adopters are essentially the people who will be the first to use your service or product. The other thing we did this week was we began preparing for our customer interviews. Something that was extremely helpful for me was assignment on exec that was basically an AI interview. It was really helpful to kind of figure out which of my questions were useful and which ones maybe not so much. it was great in preparation and a good like test run of my questions. And obviously the AI gave the best possible answers, which is not what exactly happened in my actual interviews, but it was definitely a great start point. All right, week 4, it is customer interview time. I was able to fulfill 4 of my 5 customer interviews, 2 over the phone, and they were people that I had found on Facebook. And then there were 2 people in person. One person wanted to stay anonymous. And then I had one more interview scheduled, and last minute they canceled on me. Well, they didn't cancel, they ghosted. So that was great. Yeah, but overall, I think I got some pretty useful feedback through the customer interviews. It definitely helped with like creating it definitely helped me come up with a better idea of what I want my business to look like. Because in the interviews, a lot of people wanted more like classes, like crafty classes, as opposed to just kind of like a general crafting space. Specifically ceramics is what I was kind of thinking. So I believe now I would probably I would still do the ceramic stuff, but I'd probably create more classes that people could take, which will reach a wider variety of audience. Week 5 was the pivot or persevere presentation. For mine, my original idea was, as I just talked about, was having a ceramics painting studio, in a like general community space for people to express themselves through arts and crafts. But I decided to slightly pivot my idea and add in more class-based craft nights or sort of things like that, where people can, sign up for a specific activity or craft that they want to do, and we'll provide the supplies and instruction and things like that. Week 6, we as a team, we started customer interview analysis on all of the people that Kennedy had interviewed for her dog walking service. We also worked more in the business model canvas, specifically tailored toward the dog walking service. We also started the ideation phase of our business idea, so kind of diving deeper into the dog walking service and what we would want it to look like. And then in week 7, this was probably the assignment that I, along with probably everyone in our team, struggled with the most, which was the financial projections. We had a really hard time figuring out how to get our projections essentially to work, but we were able to kind of tweak a few costs. I would say this is also the time where we're starting to kind of creep into the feasibility phase with the financial projections. We're making sure that that it's feasible, that it'll work. All right, and week 8, it was showcase time. I contributed to the showcase by creating a flyer for our business. Yeah, and at this showcase, we did get a few people to come and talk to us. We had quite a few people actually take the survey that we provided, which was kind of our experiment to see if our business essentially was viable, if we had interest or potential customers. Yeah, the showcase was really fun. I enjoyed talking to people, and it was a really great learning experience. Yeah. So with this last week here, last couple weeks, I guess. We did our process pitch, which was essentially what we would improve on with our business and our results from the experiment that we did during the showcase. And then this last week, we have the learning journey video, which I am doing right now. Hello. Yeah, that's kind of it. That's the 10 weeks. I enjoyed this class. I made, probably the best takeaway from this class is I made some really awesome friends. And we've already hung out together outside of class, which is great. And we'll definitely do it more. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Maple. Get out of the way. Oh my gosh.